Today is an exciting day as we meet with and talk to Peta from SourceBottle. SourceBottle is a business who connects people in the media to share stories with experts in their field. We have heaps of questions for Peta and hope you enjoy our latest episode at Hellow Media.
What is SourceBottle and what does it do?
Well, SourceBottle is a business and we're here to help small businesses. What we do is we match experts with the media. So I want you to think of two things. Over here, we have the media. We have TV, radio, bloggers, journalists. And over here, we have small businesses and experts and subject matter experts and people with opinions and stories. And what we do at SourceBottle is we match them together.
What do you find interesting about what you do?
What I especially love, because I work really closely with our experts, and I love learning new things and new businesses, you know, what they do, what they're interested in. Today I met a new expert this morning who was interested in wallpaper and designing all things wallpaper. And you know, so I'm always learning something new and something new about different businesses.
You learn something new every day.
Yeah, I do. And that keeps it really exciting for me.
Why did you start SourceBottle?
Well, I didn't actually start SourceBottle. My dearest friend Rebecca Darrington did. She started it about 11 years ago when she saw there was a need for this matchmaking. I probably could talk a little bit more about Rebecca and how I got to know Rebecca, but how I got started in SourceBottle was that we were talking late one night and I had all these ideas and she said, I need you on the team.
How do you like you about your job?
Well, there are two things I like about my job, two really big things. One, the first thing is I like being helpful. So I like helping our small businesses meet the media. It feels really good to be helpful and to help these businesses. The other thing I like is I get to work with my best friend and we have a lot of laughs and a lot of good times. And so it's really nice every day getting on the phone or going to see Beck and we have a good time building this business.
Now, what does your day-to-day routine look like for you at SourceBottle?
Well, it's a bit of a juggle for me. I have 4 children, so my day always starts off with sorting the kids out, getting them to where they need to be. They're great kids.
They're great kids.
They're nice and easy.
That's good.
I then come up, both Beck and I, we have offices at home, so we work in our offices at home. It starts off with, we're on computers the whole time, the platform's on computers, so we're checking emails, we're checking all our technical side of things, we're responding to any communication that we get from our experts or our journalists. The important thing with SourceBottle is twice a day we send out a newsletter with all our media call-outs on it. So we need to upload the call-outs twice a day. We also pitch our experts to these call-outs. So twice a day we're searching our directory for these experts so we can do our matchmaking. And then around about 4 o'clock, the kids come home.
What would you like to be best remembered for when you pass away eventually?
Well, I'm hoping that's a long time away.
Yeah, I hope so too.
What's really important to me is, first of all, being helpful. I think it's like we need to be helpful in our community. We need to be helpful in our work. We need to help each other. And I think the other thing I'd like to be remembered for is making people feel good.
Who does SourceBottle help?
SourceBottle helps small businesses become visible in the media. So small businesses, experts, anyone who wants to sort of get their message out to a wider audience.
And you say businesses and people, could that be any business or any people? Do they have to be like fully professional or could it be just anyone?
Anyone who's got a story to tell. The media wants stories, they want to hear what you've got to say. So anyone who wants to get their message out there.
Now, what problem were you trying to solve when you created SourceBottle?
Well, we saw a big hole in the market. So the media, the journalists, the bloggers were all over here, and then there was a big gap to where the small businesses and the experts were. So we wanted to come up with a system that joins them together and make it easy for them in an easy and accessible way.
What skills do you want in the business?
Well, I think the main skill is you need to be a good communicator. So I hope I'm doing all okay today. You need to be a good talker. You need to be able to talk to businesses, talk to the journalists and understand what they're looking for. You also need some technical skills because we do everything on a computer. We send out our newsletters, we talk to our experts via email, and we have a huge tech team behind us that actually build the platform. So we need to understand a little bit about how software and data works.
How do you help small businesses expensive?
We have 2 newsletters that go out via email each day, one at 10 o'clock in the morning and one at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And in those emails are all what we call call-outs from the media. So if there's a journalist that wants to talk to someone in radio, they'll put something on our newsletter and that goes out to all our experts. And then if we've got an expert or 2 that have experience on the radio, they can respond to that call out.
What is your big challenge at work?
I think I've got 2 challenges. I think the first one is we're a technical business. So one of our challenges is sometimes technology doesn't work. So making sure that all our matchmaking and everything runs really smoothly. So we work really closely with our tech team, making sure all the systems are in place, that we don't have any hiccups. But sometimes, I think as we all know, technology can be a little bit fickle. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, one of our challenges is getting people to believe they have a story to tell. Sometimes I've had people come to me going, you know, they might be a florist and have their own flower business and they'll go, oh, I'm not an expert. I'm like, well, actually you are, you know everything about flowers. So one of the things we find is just getting people to have the confidence to lean in, step up and talk about, you know, and be the expert, because we're all experts at something.
How do people know your website?
Well, you'd be interested to know that we haven't done a lot of advertising. So we don't make ads, we don't publicise a lot. Generally, people find our website through word of mouth because someone's recommended us or someone said, hey, have you heard of SourceBottle? So that's generally how people find us, or another way, they Google.
How much has the business changed since you started?
Well, it actually hasn't changed a great deal. One of the ways it's changed is we're continually trying to improve our matchmaking. We've also introduced a directory of experts, so that's something new. And our team keeps growing because as we get more and more experts, we need more and more people. So that's one couple of reasons of how we've changed over the years.
What does success look like to you?
Well, work-wise, success, we get really excited when a journalist pops out a call-out, they get matched with an expert, and then we see that story on TV or on radio or in the paper. I get a real thrill from that.
So it's like a big one or a small one?
It can be anything, whether it's a big message or a small on someone's blog or a big TV production. It's still a thrill when we see that our matchmaking work.
Does it feel like pretty powerful to get like mentioned in those like other stuff? Like get mentioned in like another blog or even mentioned on a show or?
Yeah, well it does for me. If I'm acting as an expert, it is pretty exciting, and it's really exciting for our businesses as well when they see their name up in lights or in the paper or on a blog. It's very exciting.
How do you know the experts on your platform are real experts?
When someone signs up, we do have a look at them. We do a little bit of investigation. We make sure that they generally have a website behind them. So we'll go through what they put on their expert profile and we'll have a quick look what's sitting behind that. And that's how we check that we have quality experts. And we often do a bit of a clean up of our directory, and if someone isn't an expert, they're gone.
If you could invite anyone to dinner, who would it be and why?
Now, the first answer is a little bit about me. I love art and books. So the first thing I would have is I'd have a lovely dinner party with some of my favourite artists and authors. So Monet, Rembrandt, some of my favourite authors. I like the classics like Jane Austen, William Shakespeare, and my all-time favourite, Victor Hugo. So that's all about me. The next one I'd do is, it wouldn't be dinner, it would be a big party. I'd have ABBA playing, and I would invite all my ancestors, so all the way back, so my parents, my grandparents, great-grandparents, great-great-great-great-grandparents, all the way back, and would have a big party. I think that would be a lot of fun. And my third one, 2 years ago, I had a magical weekend with my daughters and my nieces. So my daughters Jemima and Matilda, and my sister-in-law Narissa, and my nieces Elizabeth and Charlotte, and we went to the most magical concert at the MCG. And so I would get my daughters and my family together, and I would get Taylor Swift, and we would have an amazing dinner party with Taylor Swift, and I reckon that would be a lot of fun.
So out of all the three people, who, if you only could pick one, who would it be?
It'd have to be Taylor Swift, hands down, because I actually think that could happen one day.
What would you make, or would you buy something?
I would definitely cook. I love cooking, and I'd spend days preparing.
What would you make?
What would I make? Oh, what would you cook for Taylor Swift? I think it would have to be something Australian. So we might have a barbecue.
Would you make dessert, or would you buy dessert?
I'd make dessert. I would make sticky date pudding.
Who are your favourite Disney movies?
I have favourite Disney princesses.
Okay.
Does that count?
Yes.
I've got three. My first one is Anastasia.
Yes.
Yeah, the Russian
do it.
princess.
Yes.
Yes, I love that one, and I've just seen the musical, which was absolutely amazing. So I like Anastasia. I've always loved, since I was a little girl, Cinderella.
Yeah.
And I love the live action one when she comes out in the beautiful blue dress.
Yeah.
And my other one is, because I love the message behind it, I think it's a great story, is Beauty and the Beast.
What motivates you on hard days?
I always believe that motion changes emotion, so often I'll go for a little walk, and I think just sort of getting your body moving can often help, or even just doing some stretches at my desk, that can help. The other thing that motivates me is, of course, my beautiful family. So when I think about what I'm doing, I like to be a good role model for them and to show them what they can achieve.
How do you handle competition, if you have any?
Yeah, we do. We do have some really strong competitors. Firstly, we believe there's room for everyone, so we welcome competition. And the other way we handle them is we're always just touching base and investigating what they're doing, looking at what things they're doing, seeing if we need to do those kind of things, or if it's in the same sort of market as us, or is that something we can leave them to. But yeah, it's important to keep an idea of what your competitors are doing.
If you could go back in time 20, 30 years, if you could give yourself one piece of advice, what would it be?
Never give up. Just lean in, get the job done, and don't give up. And I think, can I add? I think when I mean lean in, I think it's just all about being brave. Like if you're in an uncomfortable situation, or if you're feeling a bit nervous, just be brave.
What's something that people don't know about your job that they would be a little bit surprised about?
Well, they might be surprised about how Beck and I met and joined Minds at SourceBottle. Quick little story, I bought a house, we bought our family home, and I was talking to a mutual friend. I was saying, Jasmine, we've just bought a family home, and we've bought in a suburb called Glen Iris in this street, and she goes, you wouldn't believe it, but Rebecca Darrington's also bought a house in that street, in that suburb. Lo and behold, it was right next door. We're very good friends that bought a house next door to each other, and the first thing we did is we put a gate in the backyard so the kids could run in and out, and we have just been best friends ever since. So I feel really lucky that Beck bought that house and we bought the house we did.
How do you feel Beck and you work together?
We often talk about this. So we often say that our minds work really well together. So she has some skills that, you know, I really admire. She's extremely intelligent. She's really excited about the way AI's changing things. So I often milk all that from her. And she will say, I'm quite sort of methodical, so I like things to go step 1, step 2, step 3. And so that really works for her. And I also, I like the people. So I like communicating with our experts and things like that. So together, our two brains come together as kind of like one brain. So I think that's how and we laugh a lot, which is good fun.
So with SourceBottle, what's been your most, I guess, you've made a connection, what's given you the most satisfaction? Which connection?
We make lots of connections every day, so it's really hard to pick one. My wallpaper guy this morning was a real coup for me because he's been on some great things, so I was pretty excited this morning when I got my wallpaper man. But you know what I'm going to say that's really, really filled my bucket is when Daz emailed me. And you know that I've got to come and interview Lockie and I've come to be a part of this. I would have to say this is a highlight.
Thank you, Peta. We have loved having you here today, and you genuinely thank you for your time.